Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Explorations of Wrath. Now, we left off last time with the group activating Eisen's Orb of Realm Travel. Unknowing where they're going, just knowing they want to get out of there. So, we pick up with the orb's light, as if you're traveling. And as the light starts to fade, you appear in a city. As you look around, it looks like it's been kept up to date. You're not exactly sure when or where you are, but you have appeared in front of a large tower. What would you like to do?
Is going to definitely make sure that everyone's made it through all right. There's everybody accounted for.
Seems
That's a
that
yes.
Quincy
I'm so
manners.
sorry.
You had every opportunity to travel between dimensions and come out saying something awesome.
Mr. Quincy,
I
Mr.
just completely-
Quincy,
I opened my mouth to say something
wrote
and
on the
just-
record.
We were this close to greatness.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Serene just looking around, seeing if everybody's all right, and if so, well, it could have been worse.
Yeah.
I'd like to try to make some introductions, ask some people where we are. Remember, just travelers.
Travelers. Yep. We definitely need information about this realm.
Everybody roll me a perception.
Okay. Would it be possible for me to slip on the ring of human perception really quick?
Oh yeah, if Quincy hasn't done that, Serene would definitively tap on his arm. Quincy,
Right. I'm on it. I got it. And he's just like nervously slipping the ring onto his finger as fast as he can.
yeah, Serene is just preoccupied with, making sure that we don't end up with slight of a hunt sort of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Eisen and Quincy. As you look around, you see a couple of groups of people gawking and looking at you. You guys just appeared out of nowhere. You can tell that some of them are kind of slowly backing away, others are just kind of standing there gawking. Birdsong.
Yikes.
On top of all those, you can see some of the guards walking towards you.
Quincy's going to try and hide behind Serene.
Yeah, Serene just stepping forward, hands raised up towards the guards. Well,
Kind of like pulling on people's sleeves to get their attention.
Yes.
Eisen's gonna
basically making sure to openly brandish his arcane focus, not like brandishing as in holding, but making it visible. Apologies. We should have asked first before teleporting in. A slight bit of a mishap, not the destination we were going for. I hope this is not too much of an issue.
Most of the people are just though Birdsong, you do see in the group of guards coming, it's quite a few different races. You can see humans, elves. There's even a half-orc with them. And this half-orc seems familiar to you.
Ooh. Secrets.
Fine. Secrets. Tell no one.
As the guards get up to you, they kind of look at you up and down and go. One of the humans looks and goes, "What are you doing? Are you
I'm gonna go.
trying to get yourselves killed?"
Not. Apologies. No, we're not. As I've said, this was not much of a purposeful arrival. At least not right here, right now. Lack of choice combined with poor targeting. Apology. I know we got off a bit on the wrong foot here. Could you tell us where we ended up?
You are in one of the finest cities north of the mountains. This beautiful city. And the name of the city just lost myself. God bless America. Insert city in here. Because I literally just lost the name of the city.
Oh no. That's just the name of the city. It's insert city here. Ville.
What's the name of the
Well-
city that the Powerpuff Girls keep on saying? It's like Citiesville.
It's Townsville.
Townsville.
Astrea.
Astrea is pretty.
Astrea. Well, thank you. I hope there won't be too much issue about our arrival. We truly mean we mean no harm.
Yes. I think the lady would be most interested in seeing you.
The lady.
Yes.
Which apologies for asking, but would you be so kind as to illuminate us on what lady precisely?
Lady Kai.
Sorry, before we go too terribly far, the half-orc that I recognize, is it the half-orc that I recognize?
It is.
Awesome. So while you guys are having that conversation, I tackle hug Tros.
Sweat before the answer came, you could see sweat forming on Serene's brow because we got here and all we got. The lady would like to see you.
Uh-huh.
Lady Kai would be most intrigued in meeting you.
Yeah, Quincy just audibly sighs in relief. He's like, oh.
Oh, thank God.
Ah. Well,
Oh, that lady.
certainly.
All right.
That would be a pleasure. Thank you. What could go wrong? Tackling the gun.
She's tackling the half-orc.
Birdsong, do you... I guess you know that person?
Tros.
Oh,
I'm like 2.5 feet shorter than this guy.
He, first second he's taken back, but then he recognizes you and kind of pats you on the head. It is good to see you again.
Oh, is this a friend of yours?
Kind of let go of him and give him a small bow, just a quick little dip of the head. I'm going to actually use his voice in return. Been a few months. Just give him a big old Kenku smile.
It's just precious.
The
And
human.
to think, 10 minutes ago, I was asking you for help.
Yeah. Serene just watches Birdsong smiling. Just because how she was in her demeanor before, he was getting kind of worried.
The other guards, seeing this, kind of nod and disperse. The human looks and goes, "Please, stay here. I will go fetch Lady Kai."
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Quincy has like a death grip on Serene's shoulders, by the way. He has not let go.
Yeah. Well, I think for once we might have looked out. I don't know if it was something you did, Eisen, or just pure chance, but
Looks at the orb. Look, be a lady tonight.
yeah, Eisen, as a general rule, perhaps cover that as soon as you use it.
Yeah. I'm working on it. It's
You
just
might as
within-
well, to anybody knowing, you might as well paint a giant target on our heads.
Saya, are the guards walking away? Like, are they leaving
Yes.
us here?
Yes.
Do they leave like one or two guards to make sure that we don't walk away?
They left Torse.
Awesome.
And there are a few guards scattered around that are still watching you.
Besides, I was just going to follow them.
Are you
Well,
alright,
well,
Quincy? Oh, you still seem sort of tense. Is everything alright? I don't think they mind too much.
No, clearly not. But I think this would be best for the best. Just to stay like this. Just
I
easy.
know.
We've just been through an experience, man. I need a moment. He just kind of lets go and clutches his thighs, doubles over.
I feel that.
Torse looks down at you, Birdsong, and goes, "It is good to see you. This is the party you're traveling with, huh? They seem like good people."
Kind of nodding quickly. I kind of want to keep an eye on Quincy if Quincy's looking like they're about to hyperventilate and vomit everything they've ever eaten.
Nope. He holds up a thumb while he's still in that position. He kind of gives you a thumbs up. He's like, "Yeah, I'm good. It's
But
okay."
I'm just kind of side nodding to Thros while we have this conversation.
Though, it is good to see, but at the same time, you realize how close you are to the temple, right?
Not trying to hide it. There's kind of an immediate shift in body language. Movements become very, very still. Hands that are folded up in front, like the thumbs, start cycling around each other just a little bit. Kind of looking at the ground and nodding a little bit.
I'm glad you know. I'm not the only one from the temple that's here. Though I would keep your secret that you're here, others will not. And you know what that means.
Would I?
You ran from the temple.
Original backstory is I was sent from the temple as part of education.
That is true. Yes.
Well, I mean, with the realm travel shenanigans, that might be true in this version, and I don't know that. I just want to verify that in the version of Birdsong that I am currently piloting, is that true, or is that
No, you were sent out in that one.
okay?
Yeah.
In that case, I'm going to cock a very curious bird eye at him, just like the bird turns 180, 90 degrees from the thing they're looking at. So I guess if he's standing on my left, it's really me looking ahead but focused on him, and turn my head just ever so slightly. And I'll quote Grandmaster Zito. Once I find it. Contemplate the workings of the world. Listen to the words of wise men and fools to take in all that is good as your own. With this, open your doors to truth. Go and learn, Birdsong. Grandmaster Zito.
Yes.
I wish I could make more bird noises. Most I can do is pigeon coos.
Just keep practicing, man.
Yeah.
I also have no idea what a secretary bird sounds like. Not a lot of secretary birds around me.
Well, that may be the case. But the mistress says you fled. And everyone seems to believe her.
Mistress Fiala.
Yes.
Questioning look. That will immediately put beak pointing at the ground, and definitely a nervous tick in the right leg.
Everything all right?
Everything all right?
About this time, you can see the guard coming back with a rather well-upkept human woman. Walking a couple of feet behind him, but walking with purpose. Kind of using what looks very similar to a halberd you've seen before. Using it kind of as a walking stick.
Instinctly slight movement from Serene in front of Quincy.
Yeah, Quincy was gonna straighten up like quickly enough probably to make himself dizzy, but yeah, kind of just get out of that unseemly position that he was in.
Yes. As they walk up, the guard kind of looks at her and bows and goes, "Lady Kai." She kind of nods and looks at him and goes, "Back to your post." She looks at you all. Looks at Tross. And looks back and goes, "Tross, please return to your post. You can speak with your friends once you are off duty for the night." To which he deeply bows, and with one last pat on the on your head, Birdsong, he turns and heads back to his post.
I will give a very respectful bow to Lady Kai and her entourage as they come up.
A similar thing from Serene, just polite greeting nod.
Hi,
Well,
since,
Go ahead.
Eyes on seeing everybody do this will after the fact, after everybody's already like lifted up, do a slight bow, like this is right.
Yeah, Quincy's bow is more like a pirate, so very informal, but still, respectful.
It's not Serene's not a full bow, just polite greeting gesture.
She looks at the four of you, kind of smiles and goes, "It's been many, many years since I've seen you."
How have we met?
Well,
I mean,
I presume Lady Kaya presume?
You are correct, Serene.
Ah. Well, then, I presume for you it has been quite a year indeed.
Yes. And Quincy, don't worry about the halberd. It won't bite.
got it. Got it.
Serene just looking around, purposefully taking the scenery. Well, it's certainly a change of scene from when we last met you.
It's also been maybe 30 years since you've seen me.
Just a surprised look from Serene. Well, you don't show it, I wouldn't have guessed.
Perks of who I am.
Well, it is certainly good to receive a less hostile welcome on, well, a random arrival.
Yes, I understand. It is different going from place to place where everything wishes to kill you to somewhere that isn't.
Yes. Well, we are at this moment in the times, still a bit new at this. We are perhaps less than 2 weeks out from when we first met you.
The time meeting at the tower. I beseeched, still alive then, though crazy, in a sense. As for you, Quincy, there's no need to hide your form. We made peace with the Black Tides a long time ago.
You have. Okay. He's just fingering the ring, kind of twisting it around his finger. He's still debating whether or not to take it off, just because he's so comfortable using the human disguise. But he will slowly
Just
pull it off.
a whisper from Serene. Whatever is more comfortable for you.
Of course, yes, of course, but it may be liberating to just let my fur free.
Just a reminder: the last time you took these things off, you rip your clothes. Careful with that.
Taking it off slowly.
Yes. Now,
Trying to take a half step closer to Quincy and put a hand on upper arm. Also sneakily taking a half step forward, so anyone charging has to go through the 5-foot burb. That's how I identify. I figured out what it was. I identify as a threat.
You stole that.
Oh, 100%. I'm not smart enough for this. What do you think I am? Some kind of person with a tall college degree?
Yeah. What is some sort of scientist?
as you move as you go to pull out the ring. She looks at you and goes, "You must be still on your quest."
Yes. We're still. We're
You,
still.
you look a lot younger than what I thought you would.
Oh. Actually, how old did I make Quincy? I actually forgot.
Well, very early 20s, both of
Yeah,
us.
he's 20.
Yeah, Serene's 21.
Oh
Why
my
are all
gosh,
my
that means
characters so
I'm the
young?
youngest person in the party.
You
It
were always
doesn't
going to be the
count,
youngest.
you're a Tenku.
Yeah.
Yeah, I die of old age at like 33.
This this place, it is not normal. Your friends visited a few years ago. Though,
Our friends.
yes.
The other
Well,
group.
Oh.
the other group, I guess. My group. Though, they came at a bad time.
A bad time.
Yes, we were being attacked.
Oh.
It's okay. Everything has been fine for now. But this place holds special magic about it. It is both in the past, the present, and the future.
Insight check, maybe, perhaps? I'm very confused by that.
Go ahead.
Can I
Okay.
join in?
Go ahead.
Quincy's dumb.
Serene would, as a matter of curiosity,
Yes!
but just asking, excuse me, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, but I'd be quite interested in learning.
Yes.
Isn't
If
to your
you
point, like
something you can share.
chaos and normality are very subjective states. What's normal for the spider is chaos for the fly, after all.
Birdsong Serene, you can tell that she's not lying. Birdsong, you can tell she's not saying everything right now though.
Oh no, how surprising. I can't imagine why she would be hiding any information from us.
Changeling? Well, I know.
Well,
Well, I never.
Now, please, follow me into my office. We can talk more privately there.
Yes, of course. That might be a good idea.
Yeah, I'd like to be inside.
Okay. As she leads you
thank you
into,
for your hospitality.
Thank you.
there's nothing. As you walk in, you can see this large mural of the other party. Slightly older, but a picture of all seven with a plaque underneath that reads, gone but not forgotten.
Excuse me?
Hmm.
Well, it was bound to happen eventually, at least in some realms.
Serene,
I'm
you're
sure.
like way shorter than Quincy.
Not way shorter, a few inches, yeah. At least
Quincy's
in
7
no
feet tall.
Yeah, 6'3", 6'4".
Oh.
With horns, the horns would be a bit above 6 foot, a bit above 7 feet. But yeah, not that short.
Okay. The difference between 5 foot
Uh,
11 and 6 feet.
Yeah,
The
Scaling.
sacrifice they made.
wouldn't know it. Haven't been that small in a while.
The sacrifice they made for the better of all the realms.
I
Mm.
mean, I'm sure that we have perished in quite a number of the realms.
And a few,
Nevertheless,
yes. And others, no.
Unfortunately.
Well, good to know that there's at least a few of us still out there.
Yes. And she leads you in and up the stairs. She leads you to a room that when she gets to and she kind of opens the door, there's a wall of what looks like gray smoke. And she thinks nothing of it, and just walks through.
Okay.
Serene will just turn around. Quincy, remember the Archmaker's study? I think it's sort of a similar thing. This must
Oh,
be Tarzal. Well, this must be Good Fortune's version.
interesting.
Eisen going ahead and sending his echo first through it, like, I don't know.
No, Quincy's got his hand on his chin. He walks right up to it, doesn't go through it. He's studying it.
Serene just walks up and walks in front, and when nobody else can see, just closes his eyes going through so that nobody can see that he does that because he's still not quite comfortable.
You close your eyes, you step through, no issue. Eisen, as soon as you send your echo through, you lose contact with your echo.
Okay.
All right, so I consume a humanity, so I'm at full health for this boss fight. I use a resin. Birdsong's going to kind of join Quincy, kind of studying it just a little bit, looking around, just seeing like, oh wow, fog, before just kind of because Birdsong has no concept of high level magic, and then just kind of grab Quincy by the wrist and step into the fog.
That might be for the best because he's lost in thought. He just kind of goes whoop.
Eisen seeing everybody enter, like, well, I guess I'm going in, even though I don't like this. Stepping
It'll be
through.
all right.
Yeah, so you already passed through, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah. Does anybody else still look injured in the group? Just
Oh God, me!
I'm barely
Quincy's
injured.
bloodied.
because Serene can see that once we'd been with Lady Kai, he'd have asked her another way. Apologies, not to alarm you. Just a few spells to patch up my friend, and just gonna because.
And she cast power word heal on everyone.
Oh, that's a big one.
That is a big one.
This power word heal. This might be a more of a potion seller strongest potion kind of
Potion
heal.
seller.
Does she by chance have power word return key points?
Yeah. Us
Nope.
puny little 28 HP mortals getting healed for 700 HP total.
Oh, so that's what it does? Okay, cool. Just
So,
Yeah.
so I claim 9 of those. Just, I will fight you on this.
I claim 1.
Serene's at full.
I'm gonna go full.
Yeah, everyone is fully
Good
healed.
lord. That spell is the definition of our cup runneth over.
It's, yeah. It is for when you, as a player, want to have a second phase of the boss battle.
She looks around and goes, Oh, I thought you guys were at least a little bit older. Well,
Sorry.
you're healed.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you for that.
I feel like Birdsong is going to hear the comment, like the very slight implication about her age, and just kind of cross her arms a little bit and tap loudly on the tile with her.
Yes, but as you actually look around, it's a nice room. Small fireplace. A decent-sized oak desk. Actually, no. This desk is made of mahogany.
That is mahogany.
and a small sitting area which has been set up with 5 chairs. And she kind of walks over to one and sits down and goes, "Please, have a seat."
Are you sure I won't break it? I know I'm a beanpole, but I'm a big guy.
She kind of motions to a chair to her right. Your pack leader usually sits in this one.
Okay. And he goes ahead and plops his ass right there, because wherever Ragnall sits, he wants to sit.
As you sit down, you can feel the chair's been sat in quite a lot. It's not quite molded. It's kind of molded to Ragnall, and not.
Yeah,
for
Ragnall's a fair bit thicker than him, so yeah, that's a divot that he's sitting in.
I'm sorry, Ragnar being described as thick immediately put the line, I'm trying to invade smaller villages, but the clap of my war band is alerting the guard.
Oh, yeah, I immediately regretted it the moment I said it.
As a side note,
bigger
though,
in
oh my
muscle.
gosh, there's so many tiny implications in those sentences.
I know, I regret saying it.
Your warband leader often sits there? Like, at the very least, that implies that he's a regular visitor.
Yes.
And a welcome visitor at that.
She did say that they made peace with the Black Tide.
Yeah, but there's a difference between having peace between two nations and inviting leaders over for tea on Sundays.
To be fair, from the other group, or the other game, we know that this, at least some years ago, was one of the kind of people that made friends with the Rat Prince.
Oh yeah, no, like Kai as a character
like,
is group hug personified.
Yeah, very much.
Speaking about that, if Quincy is sitting on Kai's right hand, I'm going to sit on her left.
Serene's gonna choose the chair next to Quincy, sort of across from Kai.
Horizon's just gonna find a chair. It doesn't matter to him.
He just wants an chair.
Okay, and as you all sit down, everyone roll me a Constitution saving.
no.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, you would.
I fully expected that to be a result.
I was actually reaching for the Constitution button too.
Yeah.
The poison needle in the cushions.
Arthur's final revenge for all those times we annoyed him.
Yes.
Surprise! Oops, all me. Eisen, that's disgusting, and you should feel disgusted.
As you were probably wondering, the mural downstairs, I will say, it is one of the best things that I ever commissioned from you, Birdsong. You really were able to capture their look.
Very slowly, kind of leaning around Kai to look at Birdsong.
So beak is slightly agape, eyes are very wide at the moment.
In just Quincy in your head, you'll hear, well, at least in this reality, you won't have to worry about that old grump.
That broke him.
I love that he stutters mentally.
Yeah, he stutters mentally. He's neurodivergent.
But 10 years ago, the ultimate sacrifice was made. The fight against the Ender, the Eater of the Realms, was fought.
So it was won?
It was won, but at a great cost.
Wow.
In the final moments, that creature unleashed something so horrific that My Tazzle only had time enough to shield you guys.
Hmm.
Something about you were the future. He shielded the 5 of us.
We're the future.
A bit dumbfounded for a few seconds before. No,
I'm sorry. No,
is it
I'm not laughing at you. I just don't understand.
same us or just a version of us?
I am
Because otherwise,
not sure.
Either way, it makes a good story.
also inside check on that. We
Yeah,
would be
yeah,
questioning
absolutely.
Yup.
if somebody calls us the future.
Yup.
I mean,
That's about on track.
Fortune seemed incredibly kind. Also, tilted eye at. Do I need to do an intelligence check to piece things together from there being a changeling painted as the only member of the team not pictured, and she talking about his or her Tarzal, or could I piece that bit together on my own?
It's not a changeling pictured.
Oh,
It's a human male.
still, could I piece it together on my own from previously we saw her with good fortune, and she implied benefits of her nature?
Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check.
Nope.
Nope.
By the way, you haven't
I
rolled your insight.
oh
Oh wait, no, you did. Or no, you haven't.
I'm
She's telling
sorry.
the truth.
Yeah, I'm at a bit of a loss for a few things. I mean, we've heard the old one, Bohemond, called Good Fortune Tarzal. I just assumed it was some sort of nickname. I don't want to be insensitive about this, but some things don't quite line up.
Yeah,
That
some of those
didn't
people in
look
there.
like the good fortune we knew.
Yeah, some of those people in there, I don't recognize.
In
Or at least
time,
look
you'll meet them. In time, you'll understand. It is not for me to sway you.
okay. Sorry that I asked.
Though,
Sorry if I was insensitive.
you are fine.
He just has a quizzical look on his head. Serene hasn't figured that out yet. She just told us benefit of her nature. Well, she's a high level cleric. They usually tend to be quite healthy.
Look, on Wednesdays we wear hide armor, okay?
As you talk, is there anything special you wish to ask her?
I'm sure Quincy has a lot of questions, but I am head empty right now.
I mean, I'm not a 20 in person, so I can try. Well, either way, apologies for the, I think, inappropriate question. Would it be possible for us to at least rest a short while here? We're not quite sure where our travels are going to take us next.
It is fine. Please, stay with me at the house. He used to stay with me all the time.
Hmm.
We even have separate rooms for you and Quincy.
Okay.
Well, that's a change of pace.
Well,
Quincy is just like rubbing his hands together very nervously.
either way, either way, I wanted to ask another more delicate question. I don't know if your late partner would or husband would approve, but I have a few more questions about, well, we're sort of stumbling through this. They were able to give us some guidance, but both of our times were limited. Would it be perhaps permissible to go through a few of his notes, or at least for you to give us some pointers?
What do you
Or
want
at
to
least,
know?
well, more of if they ever managed to piece together. Oh, yeah, did we ever get a map of the realms, or at least something like it?
By golly, you did. Let me just
Serene will
I
pull
got
that.
it.
Will pull that out.
Boy, howdy.
I just wanted to ask. That was their level of knowledge when they met us. Did anything change in the meantime? Did they discover anything more?
a lot was discovered. The battles that were fought were hard. I can tell you that have you met the lady with 9 tails yet?
Oh,
Uh,
I think I lost
yes.
connection. I think I lost connection for a while. Sorry.
Oh,
Yes, we have met the lady with 9 tails. She called herself Ari, right?
Good. Then believe her. She spoke the truth.
All right. So, out of all the people that have told us stories, she's the one we should believe.
And insight check on that from Serene.
yeah, absolutely.
Yep,
An insight check.
Eisen's definitely trying to figure this out.
Yeah,
That's another 15.
disgruntlement from across the realms.
That's par for the course on insights.
Yeah, I had my moment above 10. Back to sub 10 numbers again.
Serene, you believe her wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Birdsong and Eisen, she seems pretty truthful. Quincy, you know she's telling the truth.
Well, at least good to have some sort of footing.
Okay.
The first time she visited us, almost destroyed Tazel. But after the trials, and after the incident, he started to see her words as truthful. Though I don't know if he ever truly believed her 100%.
She
Damn
does
straight.
have that air.
Well, a chuckle from Serene as well. Well, I know I'm not the best judge of these sort of things. The others are a bit better at that, but at least from what we've recently experienced, certainly hasn't let us to trust the other sides more.
Yeah, it's best to be. I understand him being cautious by nature. I completely agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're coming to us. You're coming here after that event.
Well, if it's that, I'm glad that the mention at least makes it seem like something quite distinct instead of a
A
regular,
norm?
uh, a regular show of her displeasure.
It only happened twice.
Oh,
Once to
great.
you, and once to him.
Uh, uh, oh,
Uh,
Oh.
Timelines. Uh, I'm sorry, unless this is really inappropriate. And Serene just starts fumbling for a sending stone, realizing that, damn, it's still the same day. Putting it away, disappointed. All right, in the morning.
I think
I'm
Red
sorry.
has
The
Apologies.
to.
recipient you are trying to reach via sending stone is unavailable. Please call again tomorrow.
And he never
Yeah.
responded. Good Fortune never responded to your other message either.
He didn't?
Nope.
Nope.
In
All right.
session, we never.
But
Yeah.
as you talk, she doesn't. She looks and goes until she again. I wish I could talk more about your adventures, but again, I don't want to set you down a path that you may not choose a second time, or
Yeah.
Spoilers.
force you to choose. Though, I will say this. Do not worry. Everything will work out.
Hmm.
Well,
You say that, but
let's
no.
just hope. I just hope
It's.
that will hold true a second time.
Yep. Yeah, but if we don't worry and aren't cautious, will that prevent us prevent it from happening a second time?
I am unable to tell. Again, to change what happens may change the entire outcome.
Yep. Sounds about right.
It's
Time
at
shenanigans.
this time. What looks like maybe a young adult, maybe about your age, woman walks in. Alabaster white skin, hair, blue eyes, and wearing what looks like dark red traveling clothes.
Hmm?
She walks in, she stops and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, Mother. I did not realize you were with people.
Mm.
I will come back later." And she kind of dips out of the out before anyone can say anything.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. She tends to usually just walk in. She is a good scout.
Oh, well, that's nice to hear.
It's no trouble. I mean, she's certainly not unwelcome.
Of course, it is, well, it is your residence, not ours. No need to apologize for anything.
Yes. But yes, you may stay with us tonight.
Thank you.
It's appreciated.
Uh,
Though I have a I have an inkling you will only be with us for one night.
All right.
It's
What
possible.
could ever make you feel that way?
Well, thank you nonetheless.
Yes.
I wanted to ask, given the opportunity, would it be all right for me to do some more general reading? There are a few questions in my studies that I'm not quite getting through on my own. Just I haven't had access to a proper library in quite some time.
Ah, yes. I can set you guys up with a library if you wish.
I
That
would
would be
also, yeah.
that would be appreciated. Some information to boost us our knowledge and just overall help. It's better to know the lay of the land.
Hmm. I'd also like to ask, might I borrow some components, spell components, particularly incense?
Oh, Quincy, you could have just asked.
Also, the components won't be necessary.
What do you mean?
Call out to your little friend.
Scarf?
And Scarf pops back in.
Scarf! I got him back. It's my boy. No, Quincy is very happy. He just picks up the little ferret and he's just rubbing its little face happily.
Arson's
That
gonna.
gets a curious look from Serene. That's quite interesting. Does it have something to do with, well, his familiar being extant in this realm?
What do you mean?
Oh, that Quincy was just able to summon his familiar. He's asking that to Lady Kai.
Your little friend was never desummoned. Just sent back.
Oh.
Oh, so same with all of our animal familiars.
Yes.
Well, that's good.
Well,
Gonna put
good to know.
Scarf back on my shoulders where he belongs.
I think Ari said it was one of the, it was the last thing she could do before you were swallowed up.
Well, that's awful nice of her.
Certainly appreciate it.
She also still feels bad that, that happened.
It wasn't her fault. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
At the very least, I don't blame her.
But yes, the library is downstairs. I will have somebody take you down and show you. But if there is no other questions, I need to get back to my daily work.
Birdsong reaches out and tries to tap her on the wrist.
And you'll hear in your mind, yes, Birdsong.
Ooh, telepathic? Okay. Is Xiling Temple okay? Is Grandmaster Zito okay? Is Grand Mistress Tialau okay? I'm kind of just going through a lot of the names.
I am sorry. It is better if your Grandmaster explains it to you himself.
Awesome. That's not intimidating at all.
The whole thing gets a very curious look from Serene as he just sees Birdsong do what she usually does when she wants to talk to him, just tugging on the arm, tapping, and then nothing happening. Would it be appropriate to do an intelligence check to see that she's doing what he usually does?
Yeah, go ahead.
Serene? Jealous?
Oh!
Yeah, it's pretty easily that you can tell that that they are talking.
Just noted.
With her response being that Grandmaster Zeta will let me know, or whoever is in charge. Technically, she didn't name anyone. Birdsong's going to kind of shrink back in her chair and give a small nod, like a thank you. And I'm going to try to go into some flavor of meditation. Like, I got to center myself here real quick.
You'll just hear, because he'd not be insightful enough not to, in your mind, are you alright, Birdsong? I hope it wasn't bad news.
Kind of borrowing from Eisen. Everything all right. I don't know how deep down telepathy goes, but if telepathy gives off empathic information, emotional information, oh, there's definitely a worm of fear.
Yes. But as you finish your conversation, she kind of stands up and thanks you again and tells you, again, she'll have somebody show you to the library.
Mm-hmm.
And she leads you out. She catches a guard and calls him over and just looks at him and goes, take him to the library. The guard just kind of nods and she looks at you and goes, alright, follow me, please.
Thank you. And Quincy will just hear in his head, well, seems like we at least lucked out for once.
No kidding.
Glad that, well, you're safe, that everybody made it. At least physically through all right.
I was more worried about the rest of you.
What do you mean?
Oh, you
You're
don't
not in
hear
this
that.
conversation!
You're not in our
What?
minds. If you want to join
Oh.
this conversation, get telepathic of your own.
I thought you were having this conversation outside the mines. Never mind.
Oh
It's
my
all
gosh, imagining that. Serene and Quincy are having a full-on conversation. Birdsong is back on the edge of a mental breakdown, and Eisen is like, this has been a really weird 24-hour period, guys.
Serene, if he do the emotions get transmitted from Birdsong, or is that more? It's just speech because we're just talking, not detect thoughts.
You could, I guess.
No,
I mean,
asking.
I'm game for anything
Normally
just
it's
because I'm excited about
normally
it.
it's just words. I'm just asking what actually arrived because Michael was unsure.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, a worried glance over his shoulder at Birdsong, but trying to not disturb her any further.
Guard leads you down the main steps, down a small hallway, and down another set to a set of double doors, and she kind of looks and goes and kind of pushes it open. Here you go. If you need anything,
Thank you.
just let me know. I'll be outside.
Appreciated. You have you. Thank you.
And you enter. It's maybe a 40-foot by 40-foot room. Quincy, you do kind of have to duck and pass the doorway.
Yep, just kind of hunching over.
Is there any kind of organization to any of these books, or is it?
The entire outside of the room is lined with books.
Like, does it seem to have any kind of categorization or anything anywhere that we can go search for a specific category, or is it
disorganized organization?
Oh, lovely.
Well, trying to keep it from showing too much on his face, but definitely a kid in a candy store vibe from Serene.
Oh yeah, no, Quincy is
Aizen's-
immediately browsing books.
Aizen goes ahead and summons his echo, summons Ruby, and, well, 3 sets of eyes are better than 1 to find there's something. Guys, if there's something you want to find, let me know. I'll be keeping an eye around, browsing titles of books.
Now,
Thank you. That's
go ahead.
just thank you. That's kind. And he taps himself with enhance ability intelligence.
Okay. Understand this, though, Aizen. If you look through your Echo's eyes, you can't see through yours.
I know. It's just to save distances at sometimes, like
Okay.
if he is not over if he has to transition over to a new bookshelf or anything in that slight period of time, he'll be checking where the titles of the books will be near the echo.
Aizen's the kind of guy who would summon his echo to teleport and switch places with it, just to pick up something when he's lying down in bed because he can't be bothered to get up.
Yep.
Oh, I can full on see Aizen using the echo to go get a beer from the fridge.
Yeah.
Could see Aizen being even lazier and having his bird go get it.
Yep. Having the
Now,
echo
which
summon
bird
the
is
bird.
that? Which one of the two?
Though, it is...
I ain't getting anything for anyone.
It is a bit different in this room. There aren't torches, but the room is very well lit.
Huh.
And there is a slight buzzing in the room. There's what looks like 2 long rows of lights. And each are giving off a pretty bright white glow.
Curious. Serene, are you seeing this?
Sorry, what, apologies,
Can't you see I'm on the sending?
sorry, second. I'll begin typing out the response to the second charge of the sending stone as, yes, after like 10 seconds. Sorry, Quincy, you said something?
He's like pointing his nose up at the lights. I'm going to reach out and poke one.
As you reach up and poke one, roll me an unarmed attack.
What?
Oh.
Okay. Whoops. The first one.
As you reach up and you kind of poke it, at first it feels like glass, and then the next thing you know, you can all hear a shattering sound.
Yay!
As what looks like pieces of glass just start falling on you.
Yeah, he immediately jumps back. Oh!
And
I'm...
that section is now darker.
What is it?
Yeah,
come into my library and immediately start breaking my fluorescent bulbs. Serene, get that dog on a leash.
Yeah, he's holding
So-
the hand that broke the light bulb, and he's just
Like
horrified, but also
110-year-old
so
Tozzle.
intrigued.
Like the
Yeah.
110-year-old Tozzle at the top of the stairs slamming open the door.
Serene's just face palming. You know, Quincy, this is a bit too familiar for my taste.
Regardless, did you see
At
that?
least,
They have light
yeah.
trapped in glass.
Well, at least this time I didn't start a fire. All right, it is. I'll admit it is quite interesting, though. I don't think that magic is too complicated. It didn't seem to hold that much power, but it's certainly a great thing to have in a library.
Mm-hmm.
Quincy, a couple seconds later after you jump back, something slams into your back. And then kind of moves around you as what looks like a broom and dustpan float over and start scooping it up.
Oh, okay. That's happening. That tracks.
Eisen, meanwhile, is looking for any kind of title of books that indicate any sort of magic. He's specifically looking for that for the mages, but at the same time, he has an ulterior motive of, and he has an idea about blood magic he wants to try and see the viability of.
I don't know if you'll find any magic books in the library owned by an arch wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Roll me an investigation check.
Can Ruby technically give me advantage on that?
Yes.
All right. That's a 10.
Oh, I'm sorry, my friend.
As you look up and down, you're finding books with arcane, divination, strangely a couple books with necromancy, but you're not finding anything on blood magic.
Oh, all right. So there's calling out the titles to Serene. Well, there's something over here, arcane. There's necromancy.
Put that down, Eisen.
Put it down.
I never touched it.
Good. I mean, some of it is not that bad, but I wouldn't advise you to.
That's not a fire you want to poke.
Who would want to romance a neck?
Not that. You know what? Let's better not explain. It's he might not be joking. Well, thank you. I'll have a look, and he'll start himself looking through, just going for more of the conjuration section. I've shared what his little project and things to assist with that, just flavor wise. Going through a few basic conjuration things, also keeping an eye out on anything that mentioned permanent light spells, and after that, just perusing, looking for any sort of information that would seem helpful to us in our current situation, meaning information on the realms, anything, anything that would seem relevant to a 20-int wizard, perusing another much older wizard's library.
What's terrible is 90% of it is going to be anthropological studies and the magic therein.
Yeah. Roll me an investigation.
We know what Taza likes to get up to.
Are you aware of tribes in the southern Bazorian forest that practice enchantment as a form of courtship ritual?
19 active, 22 passive.
Okay. As you look through, you see a bunch of. You find a few conjuration that you're looking for, but you do see one book. It's slightly bound different than the others. It's still bound in what. It's bound in what looks like paper instead of leather. And
Fury.
as you pull it out, it's got a picture of a man on it holding what looks like a beaker that he screwed something onto the top and then flipped it upside down. And as you look at the title, it reads "The Life of Nikola Tesla."
Holy fucking shit.
Curious glance around onto the read/burrow pile it goes. Looks sort of similar to the lights.
What is Birdsong doing?
Birdsong kind of wanders to the center of the room, finds a space that's more or less comfortable, and tries to center herself. She's trying to do double duty, which is a wonderful way to not meditate, but she can't help herself that she's trying to keep an ear out for if she's wanted, needed, or if someone else comes into the room. But she's trying to center herself. She's trying to get to a state of meditation.
Okay. Roll me a wisdom save at advantage.
Ooh.
God damn!
It seems whatever's in this room, that buzzing that's coming from whatever is above you, the buzzing seems rhythmatic enough that it's able to help you actually center yourself. And you're able to get into a very deep, but still active meditative stance and mindset.
That's calming. Oh man, Birdsong's been missing meditation recently.
Yeah.
There has been a lot of no meditation recently.
The poor little bub. Yeah. As we're studying, if I just for a tiny bit of flavor, just to Quincy, I wouldn't mind sleeping in a nice bed this evening, but at least for a bit. But times like this, I sort of wish we had just more time to study. Days a bit
He's
too
just
short.
like, he's staring all
Especially-
around. He doesn't even know where to start. He's just
Especially
overwhelmed.
Roll me a investigation check.
Okay.
especially if we're only here for a day.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
God damn.
As you look around,
That's a
you
19.
see quite a few books, but what looks like a set of 6 or 7 books catch your attention. The leather they're bound in is lighter than the rest of the leather. Almost as if it was bound. The leather is made of a different type of skin.
Yeah, definitely tilting his head a little bit and reaching forward and pulling the entire set, not just one, but like hands on either side, pulling the entire set off the shelf.
What's your carrying capacity?
Low. If it's anything
Was
like
it
mine,
appropriate?
it's
Hold on, how do I
probably
find my carrying
120.
It's
capacity?
strength times 15, so it's 150 pounds. So you should be actually able to carry quite a lot of stuff because you're traveling quite light on you at like
Gotta love being
below
a knoll!
40.
As you reach and you pull them all out, you've got a pretty good grip on them, but you feel yourself struggling to keep a hold of them.
Yeah, his arms are visibly shaking as he's like very quickly getting it over to the table.
As you set it down, it's... You see that one book, as you kind of set them down, you look through it. They're labeled Volume 1 through 8. But Volume 4 is missing.
Hmm? Serene. There's a book missing from the set. Could you keep an eye out for one that looks like these?
Sure. Just a second. Sets his things down. Goes over to take a look. Just thumbing through the individual the books in the series.
Quincy's got
Well,
his hands on volume 1. He's immediately going to start cracking it open.
I'll keep an eye out.
Okay.
Thank you.
What book is Serene starting with?
Well, I just got set. You only mentioned that I got general books about conjuration and then the paperback.
Yes. Is there any...
Uh,
Is there a conjuration book you're looking for in particular?
Oof. Now here I am in a place where magic is not actually real, and I don't know any actual conjuration books. Kind of difficult. Just the general topic that he'd be going for. Thinks of that sort of nature, perhaps looking about not spell books themselves, because well, a wizard wouldn't keep those lying around in the library, but there ought to be instructional books or books talking about certain
Okay, yeah.
elements of conjuration pertaining thereto.
Yeah.
For more, perhaps discussions on how to make things more permanent, actually pulling in and shaping the matter.
You are able to find one book on that subject.
Then he'll start with that, just for flavor.
Eisen, what are you doing?
Well, after Eisen goes ahead and starts and spends time trying to find something, not finding anything of note, and being directed away from the necromancy book, and he's gonna just sigh and go over to the group and see that they're all pretty much preoccupied with their books. All right, well, I'm gonna see if there's any kind of training ground or something that I want to test something out.
The wizards got their books, and the fighter is going to go train. That's perfect.
Okay. If you go and you open the door, the woman outside, she's kind of just arms crossed leaning against the wall. She looks and goes, is there something I can help you find?
Yeah, is there any, like, training dummies or any place that I can just practice?
Yes. Head to the northwest section of the town, of the city, and look for Master Tabzu.
Jesus fucking Christ.
He should be able to help you.
All right, thank you very much. And heading that way, making my way that way.
It will take you about 15 minutes or so to walk the entire length of the city. It's a decently sized city. But
all right, and Eisen's gonna make sure that there's no eyes on him as he's going around, going that way. Like, he's not drawing an unusual amount of looks.
You're not. But as you walk, you can see there's similar things to what Quincy described as light caught in glass here and there. But these are just looks like they're like metal poles with a glass casing, like a lantern casing on top, but a round bulb in them.
Huh. I guess that the lighters at night don't have to turn them on. Interesting.
Yes. Okay. So as you walk up there, we'll start with Quincy.
Oh boy.
Quincy, as you open up your book, roll me a perception check for smell.
Okay. Where's my perception button? I keep almost hitting performance.
As you kind of open this book, it gives off a slight smell that you've smelt many a times before.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the tanning is nigh perfect, you get a small whiff of human flesh.
Mm.
Quincy
He's
getting
gonna-
hungry.
No, he's putting nose to book. He is sniffing.
The
He's
book
snuffling.
smells like human flesh.
Why does this book smell like people? Soylent Green is people.
Tazel's book collection is people.
Tassel's book collection is people.
As you
Tazel's book collection is slow students that fail their final exams.
Where's the one for Wrath?
Sadly,
It's-
Raph wasn't one of my
it's-
students.
it's section
Raph was one of my
J
postdoctorate assistants.
It's section J through K.
as you kind of flip through the first couple of pages, you get to what looks like a proper title page. A History of Everything That I've Seen by Ari Masame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's gonna immediately start reading through it because that's interesting. He wants to see what a history of everything is from her perspective.
Okay. As you read, it takes you through the first couple of 100 years of her life. How she just all willy-nilly would just come to a different mortal plane, hunt down a couple of humans, kill them, bask in the glory as their souls left their bodies, and then head home.
This really doesn't help her case.
But,
Yeah, with it being bound in human flesh and all.
Mm-hmm.
but near the end of the book, which will take you a couple of hours to read, it talks about Ari coming here one time, but instead of immediately going on the hunt, she stops and watches, and in turn, she ends up saving the life of somebody else. The last entry you read is, it was at this time that something different unlocked in me. I still enjoy the feeling of the souls leaving bodies, but I feel like I must protect instead of kill.
That's not unlike how the Black Tide came to the decision that they wanted to become civilized. So he can sort of relate, but he was born into that. He was not born before they came to that decision.
Yes.
But he's going to move on to the next book unless he needs to sleep.
It's in the evening. Serene. You're able to find quite a few of the things that you were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And strangely, a lot of it is written in the same theories that you already have come up with yourself. It's as if whoever this Tazel is took your theories to heart about some of the lore, about some of these things. There are some theories that you look at and realize, oh yeah, this makes slightly better sense compared to the theory that you were crafting.
Serene would be quite enthralled and interested, but also slightly weirded out, reading his thoughts partially both by himself and others refined back to himself, just almost as he is having them, whilst reading through section by section.
Yes. It will take you a couple of hours to read through the book. It's not a really thick book.
Yes.
Eisen, as you reach up into the section, it takes you a bit. You have to walk out and around what looks like a small inlet from a river. You get up there. You have a realization. You were sent to find Master Tabzu, but you have absolutely no idea who he is.
All right. Just looking around the area. So I was told to go here. Is there anyone that looks like they're an authority figure?
There's a couple of people who look like they're an authority. Most of them are wearing slightly heavier armor. But one's just standing there, yelling back and forth. This guy, he looks different. He has very dark skin. Something you've never seen before.
All right. Well, most stand out one. Try my luck, I guess. And going up to the individual. Hello. Are you the Master Tabzu from? I was directed this way.
He kind of, still swinging his sword around, kind of sticks one finger up in the air. And then you can see as he stabs into what looks like a training dummy. And pulls it out and kind of sheathes his sword. Stops, turns around and goes... Looks and goes, Eisen, how do you not recognize my face?
Well, would you believe that I haven't met you yet?
A look of, God.
Of course I know who you are. I was just testing you.
A look of, oh my lord, people, is on his across his face. Yes, I'm Master Tabzu.
That's my husband.
What is it that I can do for you?
I was just looking for an area to train in and bounce a couple ideas about a few things that I wanted to try.
Ideas first, then we will run you ragged, train you.
All right. Well, a couple things. One thing that's how familiar with blood magic are you?
I'm familiar enough. It's a family technique.
All right. So I'm starting to dabble in it, and I'm just curious. Do you know if what's the requirement on the blood? Like, does it have a time limit? Are you able to bottle up your own blood for use later on? Like,
You really have no clue, do you?
yeah.
When you cast
That much obvious?
when you cast blood magic, you use your own blood. There are a couple of things that allow you to use others. But
what about the age of the blood. If it's your own blood, holding out a whip covered in a little bit of blood. If it's your own blood, but it's very old, does it still count?
The blood must have been shed within the last 24 hours.
And that's the crux of it. All right. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't some stipulation like that.
Most of the blood loses its potency within 24 hours. Most spells that require your blood take it from you immediately. And he kind of holds up his hand and you see as he points to what looks like 5 targets, and he kind of casts something and flings his hand, and what looks like 5 droplets of blood fling out and strike each of the dummies. Like so. If you knew how to use it, there is a few things that I could teach you that would allow you to save for a later portion of the day. But you are very new to this, I see.
Yeah, I can do that. And I think Serene called it blood spikes, but other than that, I haven't really done anything.
Well, Serene,
anyways, go ahead.
Serene is a good teacher, but I had the best.
The best, huh? Who?
Grill.
Oh, that guy that cut the hole in reality.
Yeah. He was strange like that. Everyone else must think about it. No, he just got angry and slashed through. Now, I've answered a few of your questions. Time
You
for
had
you
questions?
to do some training.
Wait. That was one question, one theory. There's one other item that I was wanted to make sure of. Trying to get out of the drills for a moment. Just like
Make it
there's
quick,
still one. All right.
because
So
every minute you delay is an extra minute of training.
fuck. Okay. This ring, it seems to have some sort of weight capabilities. Attaching it via like a string or something to a arrow, would that allow it to, I don't know, follow behind and do sort of like, I don't know, a 1-2 punch. The arrow lands and the ring is pulled along with and hit with all that added weight that it gains.
Unfortunately, it may not. It would require a very thick arrow to be able to carry it. It gets, the moment you take it off, it gets a lot heavier.
The moment you could take it off, or does it increase over the course where you can toss it or do other stuff with it?
I'd say you'd have... And he stops and he kind of thinks for a minute, scratching his chin. And you can kind of tell he's doing this on purpose.
You're just gonna torture me, aren't you?
It will take about a round and a half to fully get weight. But
so flying through the air shouldn't be too bad, right? But you're saying that it, instead of being thick, just has to be a strong material, right?
Imagine this. if you fire an arrow that weighs half an ounce, and as soon as you take that ring off to attach it, it starts gaining its weight.
But what if it's attached first? What if it's already attached, say, on an echo?
An echo is not human flesh. Is not flesh. The echo will still let light shine through.
All right. I just thought that an echo was me, so then it would count. But
it's possible to shoot it, but I'm guessing you'd have maybe 3 shots in total before you wouldn't be able to fire a bow anymore. Because it would probably rip off a finger every time you did.
oh, all right. Training.
Yep. Roll me a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
Oh boy.
Did it go through? No.
Not yet. There it is. An 8. Please add 1 level of exhaustion. As you are put through what Tabzu says is Grill's easiest training regiment. Is Grill and Jay's easiest training regiment.
I want you to do push-ups until I get tired.
Effectively, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 2 laps around the area, which is about a mile total. And then you come back and do 100 burpees.
Guys, and of course, if he has any chance to in the laps around, he's using his echo swap to kind of cheese the distance.
You're able to get a couple off, but as you go to use the third one, as you throw your echo out and you go to jump, your echo disappears. And you just see Tabzu tapping on his arm, with his arms crossed, tapping on his upper arm.
Can't blame a man for trying, right?
Run! But in total, that takes you about the time that the others have finished their books. And Birdsong has gotten a very long, much needed meditation.
Tell me about it.
Does this do anything to try to alleviate his any kind of ticks towards normalizing his strength?
Embrace it. The minus strength party.
In your notes, add 1 tick of strength. Actually, no. 1 tick of con.
In the words of the United States Rangers, embrace the suck.
Yep.
Oh, one shameless question. Serene has abysmal insight, but after seeing a almost pure alabaster white person being called Kai's daughter, would that warrant a second intelligence check from him? He got a I'm not giving him it as an instant realization because he wrote so abysmally on the first one.
Look, maybe she just really likes to stay in and she doesn't get a lot of sun, okay?
Or then on the other hand, we have at least one person in the group who likes to habitually change his appearance, just, and illusionists and abysmal insight.
Roll me an intelligence check.
I can only remember...
What was the check I had you roll last time?
Intelligence.
Yep, roll me an intelligence check.
But Serene only wrote like one inside check above 10 so far, I think, in all the sessions.
Yeah, sorry, my disease is spreading.
No, so I'm just giving it to him as a character trait. It's too fun.
Quincy, I just think Serene's got something against people that are naturally white. I'm albino. Kai's daughter is also albino.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm silver. He's a striped hyena.
You're not quite able to piece it, but something seems odd, because when she came in, she said mother, but
Albino humans don't normally look like that, do they? He just thinks to himself.
yes. But Aizen, after you were training, Tabzu kind of strolls over as you're kind of bent over, trying not to puke. Kind of just walks up and just kind of slaps you on the back. Good. That's a great workout. Same time tomorrow.
Hey.
That's my husband.
Maybe tomorrow we'll give you the slightly higher version. Train you a little bit faster. Now, go fetch your friends. And eat.
Go fetch my friends and eat. Oh, okay. Oh, stomach hurts.
If you're looking for a place to eat, check out Jay's Tavern.
Jay's Tavern. Before I walk off and have to turn back around, I don't want to do that right now. Who's Jay, and what does he look like?
Very tall. Well, unfortunately, Jay's no longer with us. His partner in crime, Cherry, is running his tavern now, and she's a pretty good cook.
Alright, and where is it?
If you're coming from the offices, go to the right, and go to the northeast. You can't miss it.
Alright,
Look,
thanks.
It's the building in between the two that have scorch marks on them.
Scorch marks. I'll have to ask why later on, but for now, hobble, hobble, hobble.
No, wait. I'm not level 7 yet. I don't have evasion.
It takes you a little bit to get back, but as you kind of come down the stairs, the guard, she's still staying there, and as you hobble down, she looks over, and you can see she's holding in a pretty big laugh. Did you find what you were looking for?
Yeah, I did. I'm sure you can tell. Laugh it up.
And she just bursts out laughing. She's laughing loud enough that you guys inside can hear her laughing.
I'm thinking about that time, like I'm getting up from my meditative pose and going over to the door to check what's going on. Just very much the, hey, what's funny?
Just
And
an
you
annoyed
just-
glance from Serene at the noise in the library.
As you open the door, you can see she's laughing, and she goes, I told you, Master Tabzu is the best at training.
Kind of
Wait a second.
leaning against the wall by
Quincy,
the
like-
door.
Quincy slaps the book down and he's like, wait a second. Wait a goddamn second.
And Serene stands up and in between Quincy and the door.
No. Serene. If Tatsu's here, then there's a chance.
I know.
Oh, man.
Stay.
She looks at you. There's a chance for what?
calm.
Roxanne's here.
She just kind of crosses her arms again. She looks at you, Quincy,
Uh-oh.
and she just winks.
Is that Roxanne?
Mm-hmm.
He should have recognized her.
Well, not in... You don't recognize her. She recognized you, though.
Oh, he's immediately just... He just buries his face in Serene's shoulder. He's like, oh my god.
Sorry, I was trying to at least buy you some time for the ring.
It's okay, Quincy. I've known for a few years now.
The last I heard from you was when you were giving me information on the Kragenlord Trading Company. And you broke up with me.
Let's see.
Birdsong's beak opens wide, like.
Let's see.
Slight
Just-
nasty eye from Serene just
Ooh.
because you've been hearing about Quincy's heartache from this person for some time.
She kind of
Uh,
unfolds one arm and counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it was 7 times I broke up with you before I finally said yes.
We actually get back together? The first time you dumped me was the last time we tried this. What?
Remember,
Mind
Quincy?
blown. Just
In your mind, you'll hear, remember, Quincy. Different realms, different worlds.
I know. I got that. It's still like
Seeing the glare from Serene. Oh, all right, Serene. No need to be jealous.
And
What?
Serene, you'll hear
Confused look
kind
from...
of forcibly into your... being forced into you. No, I'm the same one, just older.
wait a second, what?
Not to
Well-
Quincy, to Serene.
No, he doesn't hear that. I'm the player. I'm like, wait a second.
From Serene. Well, perhaps don't tell him that yet. I think he has quite a few things to process to get over. He didn't take it very well the first time.
And you'll hear back, I was young and stupid. But he wondered where I went. I went here.
Well, at least I'll know for him where we can find you.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Just trying to calm Quincy down in the meantime.
And you'll get one
I
more
would
from
believe-
her. He's mine, not yours.
Someone is going to get firebolted in the face.
Yeah. Confused look from I don't.
Surreptitious half
What?
step, so I'm standing next to Roxanne.
Also, you don't hear that, and just confused. Serene, just out of nowhere, gets a more confused look on his face.
And she just smiles and says, if you guys are done, I will take you back outside. And
Oh, well, thank you.
if need be, I can show you where some of the best food is in town.
That's Jay's, right? Tabzu suggested it.
Yep. You'll get to meet, at one point, a mildly hateful relationship between the two, which turned into a great partnership because nobody knew that little goblin can cook.
A goblin chef. I'll have to try it.
Just
Just
Don't make her mad. She tends to explode.
I guess you could say she has a short fuse.
Her
yeah, perhaps avoid that sort of jokes.
her
It's
name
funny
is
because she's not very tall.
And in your head, you'll hear Eisen. And no, it's not like that. We keep telling you guys.
Oh no,
I
she
know.
said that was directed
Oh.
straight to you inside.
I know, but
I know, but
Eisen
now-
also made the joke before, and Serene will broadcast that to him. And
I understand. I'm just messing. Yeah.
yeah,
As
and
you
just
go, she takes you over to Jay's, and you're able to enjoy a nice meal and
Yeah,
relax and have a long rest for the night.
gonna lift up a fork and hold it out to Serene and go,
I'm sorry, I, the player, don't know what you mean by that gesture.
He has terrible table manners. Am I supposed to use this?
Oh, yeah, that reference.
He
yes,
just tosses it
Serene
over his
will-
shoulder and digs right in.
As you dig right in,
Exasperated look.
you look
Yeah.
around and not only is it just Quincy digging in, but a couple of gnolls around the tavern are just tearing into food.
Welcome to Knoll etiquette.
We can't stop here. This is Knoll country.
But you're able to enjoy a nice night. Food, drink. And when you go to pay, from back in the kitchen, this short goblin comes out and kind of steps up on what looks like a small step ladder, or a couple of small steps to go up, and she steps, and even standing on a couple of steps, she is slightly taller than the bar, and looks and goes, "Don't worry, it's free tonight." And she stops and she looks directly at Eisen. "Don't make any jokes."
Dragging him by the collar.
I guess I did that before. Sorry.
Birdsong is going to kind of close her eyes and nod, and then very slowly just muzzle Eisen.
Good. But, regardless, I hope you enjoyed your meal.
Thank you.
It was the best thing I've ever tasted.
Well, I have been using more Noel recipes lately.
That's why it reminds me of home.
Yeah. The one I used tonight, the one I gave you tonight is Pack Leader Ragnar's favorite.
No, he doesn't do that.
It was the pack leader's favorite, his younger cousin.
But
Well, thank you.
yes, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed. And as you leave, you're greeted by by the same guard, who you can only guess that you know is Roxanne, but again, Quincy, she doesn't look anything like she did the last time you seen her.
Yeah, last time I seen her, she was a lavender whitish tiefling.
She just kind of walks and goes, "We should get you there, but First, Dad wishes to say hi.
Your dad.
I
Topsu?
thought he was. Oh, that one.
She has two dads.
Yeah, but Serene would take a second for Serene.
Yes. I think he still
Okay.
has some unsaid words from the last time you were in town.
Oh. Okay, but from my perspective, this is the first time I've ever been in town.
Don't worry. I kind of interacted with him as well, and he thought I was. He seemed familiar with me, and yeah. So I'm sure whatever he has to say, he'll be a friend.
She kind of doesn't give you a chance. She just kind of walks up beside you, Quincy, and just grabs you by the wrists and kind of starts dragging you.
Good luck.
He's stumbling after.
If they offer you training, say no.
Under that fur, he is just bright fucking red.
She's dragging. She
from
looks over her shoulder. You guys are coming too.
Oh,
Okay, I'll be there.
well,
Yeah.
all right.
A limp.
In your head, in his head, Quincy will just hear, "You're handling this quite well so far. You're doing good." Just
All
keep
you
on."
hear, as a reply back, is just a chorus of angelic singing.
I was like 100% sure that you were going to say all you hear back is the following.
Panic screaming.
Yeah, same.
I mean, it's a little of both. It's angelic screaming.
Dragged you
Oh my
there.
God.
You can see Tabzu standing on the porch talking with Tross, of all people. As you get closer, they stop, and Tabzu stops, and after he finishes, he looks at you, Quincy, and goes, "Boy, you need to put more meat on them bones."
Okay. I mean,
You should join the training as well tomorrow.
training.
Yes, Quincy, join us.
Join us. No.
He stops, he looks back, he looks over at you, Birdsong, and goes, "Ah, my feathered friend Birdsong. How's your running up bell towers treating you?"
Kind of glancing down and stuff, just shaking head slowly, no, back and forth.
Oh. Well, training for you too.
Training for everybody.
Well, I'm good, thanks.
No.
Not too much of the physical kind, anyways.
Come on, you can do it. I did.
Birdsong's going to be doing agility training by going through an obstacle course. Aizen's going to get his butt whooped by Tabzu. Meanwhile, Serene is just over there doing elbow curls with ancient tomes of knowledge. Getting those sweet mental gains, yo.
Doing curls with mage hand.
Yes.
Tomorrow? Sure, tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. 6 a.m. sharp.
I'd be able to do a bit later, but
That's a bit early.
Say about 6. See, Serene's just trying because he knows tomorrow they're getting out of there. It's very much a kid trying to get out of gym class vibe.
Okay. I'll be nice. 9 a.m.
Thank you.
But, yeah.
That seems more
Now,
reasonable.
if you don't mind, I've prepared rooms for you all.
Weren't we staying with
thank you.
Lady Kai?
Yes, we were told that there were rooms already prepared for us.
Exactly.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
The rooms in her house are not prepared. I still think she hasn't gone through all the books that were left behind.
Immediate glance back.
You mean someone this group left behind a book?
I think Tazo ended up having over 20,000 books in his collection.
Only?
Oh.
That seems small.
Well,
I could be wrong. I've never seen them all.
either way, it'll be good to have a comfortable bed to stay for once.
Yes.
I will need a body length pillow. Listen, he's not used to sleeping on his own. Noel's sleep in a sleep pile.
What, if you sleep alone, are we just going to be hearing through the walls? Roxanne!
Speaking of which, Roxanne kind of lets go and walks up behind you and kind of up on her tippy toes whispers in your ear, "I'll sleep with you." Roll me a wisdom save.
Yeah, give me a second. Wisdom save is exactly what
Roll a charisma save to deal with the seduction roll that just got thrown at you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also roll me a charisma save.
Okay. That's gonna be a straight 20 because it's +0. Oh, great.
You can feel your chest pounding and your knees are like jelly.
When the DM flips the script and rolls seduction on the players.
That tail is just straight up.
Now, Tabzu sees this and the audible hand to the forehead.
Okay, Birdsong being precious and naive.
Similar
Oh no,
reaction.
does an 18 mean that I know what's going on?
You have a very strong suspicion that Roxanne is really toying with Quincy.
Similar reaction to Thompson from Serene, only a bit more amused.
He does, however, turn around, place a hand gently on Roxanne's shoulders, about as gently as he can, like he's afraid that she's gonna shatter like the light bulb did, and he kind of like takes a step backward. He doesn't try and shove her, and he's just like, I'm sorry, but could we just take this slow? Oh my god.
Fine, I'll let you sleep with Serene.
Serene and I are just.
Why does everybody keep thinking that?
It's hard to explain. It's.
I know.
Incoming. Excuse me, I thought that was a sneeze.
Out of character, I know exactly what the relationship is. It's a kinship.
Hmm.
If by kinship you mean
Shut the fuck up.
As we constantly say, we're going to find you and we're going to punch you.
if by kinship you mean a healthy working environment, if you know.
As you all lay down, you all can have a long rest.
Yay.
Yay.
All right.
Just
There isn't much to go on. Eisen, you are completely exhausted from the training.
yep.
And everyone
And
else
now
is
I'm
pretty
not.
full. But you are all woken. Actually, everybody roll me a constitutions check.
Constitution
Not
check.
safe.
Check, not a save.
Shapapui. Oh no!
Holy
Look at
shit!
you, Mr. Proficient at Con. As if it would matter to the rest of us.
I'm not proficient in con.
Birds,
Oh, I
This
thought
is a
Eisen
con
was.
check, not a.
Birdsong and Serene, you two are the first ones up. And you're kind of woken up by, in the distance, loud bugles playing.
Does it sound like bugles for reveille, or does it
is.
sound like bugles let loose the hounds of war?
Reveille.
Great. Trying then to get up without immediately waking Quincy. It's probably very early, like 6 a.m.
Quincy
It
is
is.
hugging his pillow very close to him. He's sleeping.
It is
Yeah.
very early. The sun is just peeking over the trees and the city wall.
Rubbing his eyes sleepily, trying to just quietly get out of bed without waking him. Sitting down somewhere, either on the bed or at some chair next to it, and just taking out the Book of Misspells because he doesn't feel like he can go back to sleep, getting in some study time before he has to try to get out of physical exercise.
I will say, if you're paying attention, Quincy does roll over, and that tongue just flops all the way the fuck out. And he never does that.
Yes. You're able to get some study in, and Birdsong, you're able to get, for the first time in a long time, able to get your morning meditation in.
Awesome. Get in morning meditations, maybe a little bit of a morning workout as well. Trying to get back into that idea, especially if it's been intimated that there's other members of the temple here. It's important that I try to pretend that I've been a good student.
As you do. A couple hours later, though strangely really early for Quincy, you kind of roll over, and as you roll over, your foot kind of pops off, bounces off the floor. The coldness kind of wakes you up, but
Yep.
Easy there.
Mhm.
You alright?
I'm fine. Just weird dream. Ugh. Ugh. Where's my mouth dry? Ugh.
I think I could tell it was quite amusing.
yeah, the yip from Quincy is what wakes you up, Eisen. Even though you're in a different room, the yip from Quincy is one of those, like, kind of like, oh no, what's going on?
Yep, just reaching right, and I imagine his bow and quiver is right on the bedstand right next to him, and just quickly grabbing it at full attention, like, okay, house isn't on fire. What? Slowly but surely, and going to send his echo to scout because he's just gonna watch the door from his perspective, and he send the echo out to make sure everything's all right.
As you send your echo out, You kind of open the door, and as you open the door, the smell of food hits you. Quincy, even though the door to yours and Serene's room is closed, you can still smell the food.
Yeah, he's sniffing.
Bacon and eggs.
He's gonna roll out of bed and first things first, find out where the tub is, where the washroom is, and he's gonna have a morning bath. He needs his bath.
As you get up and you kind of sleepishly open the door and walk out, the smell gets even greater, and as you look up, standing there is a lavender and white tiefling.
Hi, Roxanne.
She is already fully dressed for the day, but instead of wearing normal like pants and a tunic, she's wearing a skirt today.
You look nice, he says, even though he doesn't really. Like the fur on the side of his face is all matted, flat, and he's got a huge cowlick that goes one direction.
Without even looking, without even looking up, she just 2 doors down to your right is the washroom.
Yes.
I know how you feel about taking a bath every day.
It's just my morning ritual.
And then you can all hear as she goes through. Breakfast will be ready in 20 minutes.
So while I'm sitting there doing my one-handed 2-finger push-ups,
Shut the fuck up. Oh my god, yeah. And he just kind of scampers off to the washroom.
She says something as you kind of scamper off, but you're unable to catch it. Unless you want to make a perception check.
I was about to ask, yep.
I will say one thing I love about Quincy's character is that Quincy is just absolutely ridiculously tall, and I can still imagine the action of scamper.
Very quietly, as if she was trying to say it under her breath, you hear her say, "If you need help, I can help."
Yeah, at that he does sort of like stumble just enough that a foot catches on the hem of his jammy pants, and he stumbles. So he catches himself, but he stumbles forward.
She just keeps making breakfast.
Oh, he's so awkward. This is very much Lego She interacting with Haru levels of awkward.
Yeah, though you do notice that the doors are actually tall enough that you don't have, and the ceilings are tall enough that you don't have to duck anywhere.
Yeah, that is odd considering these are this is. And then he remembers, oh yeah, she's an item with me.
And you know who her fathers are.
Yep. Well, I mean, Wrath isn't that tall. Wrath is actually pretty short. It's Tabzu who's super tall.
Yes, but Tabzu doesn't have horns.
That is true. That is true. Oh, fuck. Yeah, the Wrath of this realm would be pretty high level, so his horns would be super long.
Yep. But
Well,
Oh God!
What?
That sounds like the lead into a terrible joke, like an in-universe joke of like, you know what they say about tieflings with big horns, huh?
as everyone finishes up and you come out for breakfast,
No, explain it to me.
There's 4 plates. 3 have bacon and eggs on them. 1 that has what looks like 3 times as much as the others. And then
So Birdsong sits down there.
Roxanne kind of looks and goes, "Oh, you're gonna sit here," and kind of switches the plates and sets a plate full of what look like fresh fruits and vegetables and everything else that Birdsong would actually eat.
Birdsong had a really good night's sleep. I get to play her again as a trickster and less as an emotionally scarred 14-year-old.
She kind of switches. She reaches out and pats you on the head. Don't worry.
Oh.
Dad will train you to be able to run up a skyscraper again.
Curious face from Serene at the mention of that word, but he'll just ping off sorry that I keep doing that, but
Oh,
I
no.
just I feel it's so fun to use that that feat. Just a quick mental message to her. Sorry, I don't want to bring the mood down in the room, but how long have we not been here as well ourselves in this realm?
You'll get a response back. 6 months.
Were we still all right, or
You can see she lets out a bit of a sigh as she does, but she responds to you. For a while, you guys were not. The loss of people who were effectively mentors takes its toll. But eventually, yes.
And again back to I do hope you're not just stringing him along. I don't think he can take that too often.
No. He may not be the one that I'm married to, but I still love him nonetheless.
Oh, that's so cute.
Then again, we also hang on. No, it's a bit sad because she just told you that technically you're not the one, the Quincy that she married.
Yeah,
I know.
This Quincy that's here right now is not the one she married. She may have married
Yeah.
maybe this Quincy, but 5-10 years down the road.
But
Well,
alternate
maybe-
dimensionality.
Yeah,
Alternate dimensionality. Quincy is totally getting it.
alternate dimension. But Serene looks a bit more disappointed because he just got told, oh yeah, your friend gets a perfect ending or the ending he wanted, and then, oh yeah, no, not your friend, but a version of your friend gets to be happy.
I'll be honest, she doesn't really understand the realm travel. She just knows that
Yeah.
this is a younger version of the Quincy she's married to. So, this is brand new to her.
God, that must be so awkward.
Yeah.
Like, think about it from their perspective, right? Like, married, have like a full mature relationship, etc., and so forth, and then suddenly the version of the person you married but 5 years ago pops in through the front door.
And now the question is that cheating?
That must be really awkward dinner conversation.
But
Right?
as you finish up eating your breakfast and you get ready, Roxanne looks and goes, well, it's about time you go do your training. I walk slightly slower, so that way your food has time to digest.
And after the whole eating bacon and eggs and everything, Eisen's gonna be kind of quiet for the trip. Just thinking about his old farm life, occasionally looking at his whip, but not saying anything.
Before they leave, Quincy is going to turn around and just very gently, very carefully kneel down and just wrap Roxanne into a full body hug.
You can't see this, but everyone else can. She is very red. But as you do that and you kind of stand back up, there's a knock at the door.
Mm?
Which even surprises Roxanne. She goes, "That's strange." She yells out, "Coming!" She walks over and she opens the door. The first thing you all see is very similar robes to the ones that Birdsong are wearing.
Hmm.
Good feeling gone.
Standing there, very politely, they look and they bow at Roxanne and go, "Lady Roxanne, we know you have Birdsong here. Roxanne looks and kind of sighs and goes, "I was hoping to avoid this."
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of steps aside and goes, "Birdsong, it's for you."
So I would imagine that eating breakfast with friends, good night's rest, finally kind of getting back in the groove of finding center, promise of training that she's familiar with for greater agility and skills is something that she's very excited and happy for. And then she looks at the door and her open mouth, her open beaked Kenku expression just kind of clicks shut. Are these people I recognize, or are they just enforcers?
You do not recognize either of them. Both are human. One has bright yellow hair, almost a golden blonde hair, and the other one has dark black hair. You can see the one with black hair isn't carrying anything, but the one with blonde hair, she is carrying what looks like a longsword, a morning star, and what looks like a short bow strapped to her back.
Terribly monkish.
She looks at you and goes, "Birdsong, we've been ordered to bring you in. And your friends. Please come quietly. Do not try and run."
No, hang on.
Hold on
Might
a
we
second.
know for what?
Birdsong kind of steps in between the two groups, but turns to Serene, puts both hands up, and just, like, pats the air. Just,
I know, but still. Especially since we're asked to come. Apologies, it's just.
It is weird, but you are traveling with her. You are allowed to come with her. Grandmaster Zaido has told us to bring you as well.
kind of turning back to these two, both hands in front in the very formal method, bowing perpendicular to the group. Bowing to a point where she would be parallel to the ground, effectively. By the order of Grandmaster Zaido, I will obey.
Thank you. Because you are willing, we will not cuff you.
There is some very subtle growling coming from
Yeah.
Quincy, but it's not like super threatening.
Yeah, there's definitely squinty eyes of what the hell are you gonna do to our friend? From as in,
Suspicious look from Serene, and apologies to the player. Serene not gonna apologize. Detect thoughts skimming Birdsong's surface level thoughts because he's worried what's going on.
Surface level thoughts?
Without the version of detect thoughts without prying too deeply. Basically, it gives me what is the things that are most present on your mind at the moment or for the entire minute of it.
Primarily is the four-letter word that starts with F. Fear. Saya, you tell me if what I can and cannot say.
Go ahead.
Honestly, the surface level thought at this moment is a mind split in two. There's the half of the mind that's trying to keep cool, follow protocol, remember what the correct responses to questions and orders are, what's the methodology that happens from events of this caliber, kind of like what is procedure, what happens A, B, C, D. There's that half of the mind that's trying to keep calm. Then there's the other half of the mind of a kid that just got summoned to the principal's office and they have no idea what's going on. Just panic. And Saya,
Yeah.
if you need me to be rolling will saves or anything like that, go for it. I mean, there is fear under control if people are rolling insight checks or passive insights. And you tell me how effectively I hold that under control.
Roll a deception.
I guess I'm gonna roll an insight then.
If Birdsong does not,
For giggles, may I roll at disadvantage?
Yep.
I don't think it's gonna matter much.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't pop. There we go. Wow!
Oh no!
You asked for it.
No, like that's perfect because like her training would
Yeah.
guide her more towards the 21, but what she's feeling now, especially this far along on her training, is definitely a 3.
So in that case, Quincy would definitely kind of hunch over, look a lot more brutish than he usually does. He's no longer a distinguished gentleman, and just not step in front of Birdsong, but alongside her, just staring down these two strangers effectively to him.
As you do, you feel a hand, an arm across your chest. Stay calm. This is normal for them.
Protect.
May speak.
You may.
Quincy Q. Quartermain. Please find peace. Remain in a place of calm. Silence is necessary for understanding. Silence is necessary.
I trust you. And he kind of like straightens up and steps back.
As you walk out of the house, the two monks hold position and walk side by side with Birdsong in the middle.
As we leave, sort of turning around, doing the reluctant half handshake, going to sort of a half hug to Roxanne, and then mentally, well, good to see you again as well. I really hope you were being truthful about not just toying with him.
She'll respond, I am. Stay strong. Stay strong for her. She'll need it now more than ever. And as you are led towards the northern gate, another group of monks, this time what looks like 4 or 5, come walking from where Eisen, you know, is the training grounds, with a half-orc in chains.
Well,
Birdsong is just, she's going to see that, I'm assuming,
Yes.
and immediately turn her face away, just like ripping her face down and away from that. I'm not bound at the moment, yes?
No, you're not bound.
In that case, fingers are interlaced. Thumb pads are touching each other and pressed over the belly, kind of appearing, having the hands be intentionally useless and in the front and easily visible. Like handcuffing oneself without actual handcuff.
Yeah. You do recognize one of the other monks. It was
Also in obvious visible shaking at this point.
yes. You do recognize one of the other monks. You can't remember his name. You just know he had been there for a while before you started your training.
That's pretty normal.
He looks over.
I went through my training fairly quickly, at least on the physical side of things. I was always a very agile little one.
He looks over at the other group and goes, "Good. You two have collected the rest. Let us make our way." And as you travel, it takes most of the entire day. But you travel through let's actually... Let me zoom in just a little bit. You travel up the river and across to a portion that is very well hidden deep in the woods, in the mountains. And as you are led, Birdsong, you recognize the same path that you've taken in and out a few times. But for the rest of you, if you weren't being led here, you'd have no clue that this was even here. It's almost like it was an optical illusion.
Interesting illusion. Is what Quincy would say if he wasn't in protect mode.
Yeah, Eisen straight up not getting distracted. He's keeping an eye on the guards that are flanking Birdsong. Just if they seem to raise, he's ready for a fight. If they seem to raise a hand to her or something.
Serene's purposefully trying not to seem to be doing anything of that sort, but just keeping himself in a position, almost as if we were forming, almost like a
Congo line?
diamond shape, shape around Birdsong, just not actively doing anything threatening or looking like he's prepared to do anything, just hand on his back and interposing himself normally as he walks.
Oh, Quincy cannot he can't hold back the instinct. So you get this this hyena laughing, and it's very much the attack laugh. It's the I'm angry laugh. It's the
yes, but
it's I'm excited to kill laugh.
As you travel, the
Please
sun.
don't. This is the closest thing I have to an actual family that I grew up with. That I have.
As you travel,
Tradition demands it.
Through
no parents.
the day. You don't stop for food. The sun gets high in the sky and starts to set. And in the evening...
Oh, it's pretty. I'm going to die here.
I gotta zoom out.
You arrive at a... whoa, that was...
Oh, it is pretty.
way zoomed out. You arrive. The rest of the four that are leading Tross lead him straight in and straight back to Birdsong. You know exactly where effectively they're leading him back into the hole. He is being taken.
Is the hole capitalized as in a location?
As in they're leading him to a prison cell.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just wanted to verify.
And the other two look at you and go, "Follow us. The Grandmaster wishes to speak with you before the trial begins." And they lead you.
It's the last time I write fanfic and put it in general chat.
Yep.
Oh, I already had this planned.
Sure.
No, I actually have had this planned for a while.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I'm just giving you shit.
They lead you up to here. So. Oh.
Yoink.
I love that the two wizards are the frontliners.
Mm,
Birdsong's the only frontliner, let's be real.
Yeah, Quincy
Yep.
and Serena are like midliners.
they both nod at you.
I highly disagree. We have a frontliner and a whole bunch of artillery.
They nod.
Our answer to every problem is, and if that don't work, try more gun.
Try more gun.
They look at you and across the up a little bit farther at the top of the stairs. I don't have an actual token for him yet. Stands a silver dragonborn wearing very similar robes. They bow to him, bow to you all, and they all take they step back maybe 15 feet.
Once Birdsong recognizes that he's there, because I imagine that her eyes are more or less glued to the stones of the ground, once she recognizes that the Grandmaster is there, without using her hands, down to her knees and full prostrate. Just beak is laying against the ground where the bridge of the nose is less than an inch above the dirt. Both hands out forward. Oh god, my heart rate is spiking.
He looks at you. He looks at all of you. He looks. Rise, Birdsong.
Man, I wish we were actually able to visually put this together because it's difficult to describe over Discord. But the hands pull back as the back somewhat straightens, but the furthest that it goes is about to 45 degrees with the back. The hands are still basically palm flat on the ground.
Stand up straight.
Stands back to interlocked fingers and thumbs pressed together.
Looks. I know what I said when you left. But there are several who say otherwise. So as is tradition, the trial will be held. And as he finishes, you can hear another woman just out of nowhere just start going off. Just straight throwing birdsong. If she could throw her birdsong into a 50-foot hole, she'd do it. Birdsong, you recognize this immediately. You recognize this person immediately.
Female elf, middle to later years?
Yep.
Yep, I know who that is. I don't like her.
To Quincy in his head, just as flavor.
I don't like her either.
To Quincy in his head, now that sounds like enlightenment.
No kidding. And he does laugh out loud. But he's been laughing this entire time, so that's not out of the ordinary.
She goes on for probably 20 minutes. And then our Grandmaster speaks up. I forgot how to pronounce it.
Chiala.
Chiala. Quiet.
This whole time, she's been yapping about how bad Birdsong is. Eisen's been kind of grinding his teeth.
I mean, her title would be Mistress, but
Just a
name
straight up,
Chiala.
just a straight up look of contempt from Serene.
Quincy's letting out his "I want to kill you" laugh.
After that whole thing is done, apologies, Grandmaster. It might not be our place, but we would certainly still be curious what this whole thing is about.
Charges are treason. Fleeing.
Well,
As for your half-orc friend, Birdsong, he's being charged with treason and aiding and abetting you.
If it's even possible for her to do so any more than she already is, visually falls in on herself just a little bit more. Shoulders inch a little higher, head goes a little bit lower.
Curious.
His trial will take place at the same time as yours, in 2 different locations. Birdsong. In the morning, one monk will take you over to the Isle of Fells, and your trial will happen there.
Do I have that right? Isle of Fells?
Fels.
Fels. Okay. For the first time in many, many, many hours, Birdsong speaks. Yes, Grandmaster.
Your allies there with you will accompany you.
Yes, Grandmaster.
This is a trial by combat. And a trial of spirit and will. What you will face over there will be determined by your will and your spirit.
If at all possible, fall into herself a little bit more.
Can I just pick you up?
I was about to say
I
something.
mean, theoretically, I was only like
Calming.
5 feet plus, 5 feet and
Just
change originally.
Just a calming hand on Birdsong. Purposely waiting for any mental communication until we're not standing in front of the obviously relatively powerful entity.
What are you talking about? A person named Grandmaster who runs a monk, a fighting monastery? What gives you the clue that this person might be high level?
Or might be able to go get up to some mental shenanigans or, be telepathic himself.
Quincy Q. Quartermain. You have a choice, as dictated by the treaty between us and the Black Tide. You may sit out if you wish.
Where she goes, I go. Anyone who threatens her is not safe from me.
I believe you give us that option. You know, sure as hell we're going with her.
I suspect you know my attitude.
Quincy trying to sound fierce, but he just sounds like a preteen trying to be edgy.
Quincy Q. Quartermain, you have the option to remain out of this trial. You are impartial and secondary to these charges. How do you sound? Eat shit. Very well, you have spoken.
Understand this, Birdsong and group. If you fail, you will not come back. Your bodies will be thrown into thrown into shallow graves, and your souls into everlasting limbo, never to be recovered.
Harsh.
Oh, better than some places one could go.
No kidding. Quincy just very, very visibly rubs his hands nervously.
If you succeed, Birdsong, will be allowed to keep the name of Alkalite of the Xiling Temple. And you will be allowed to come freely when you wish. You will also be offered advanced training when you are able. Are these conditions understandable?
Yes, Grandmaster.
And again, Chilala just starts going off. No, she should be tried in front of everyone.
Woman?
I believe.
Now I'm telling you to shut up,
Master.
or you're gonna lose a finger.
For the first time in a little bit, Birdsong very smoothly, so it's not fast, but it's not slow either. Turn around to Quincy and put both hands up. Silence is necessary. Before returning back to position.
I believe the Grandmaster already gave his verdict, miss.
Quincy Eisen, I think, in this case, letting her talk would be the best argument for our case.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, he's pissed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember. The Grand Mistress is human, right?
Grand Mistress Tialau is human and very old. Minimum of 70.
You will hear a voice from farther back. An older woman's voice. The path through the valley is not bathed in warmth and sunlight. The path to peace is not a path that is easy to travel. Nor do we travel at the same pace. Birdsong, you know your distance may not be quick. It may not be a year. It may be 100 years. Stay strong in your faith and your beliefs, and you will come back with no issue. You can all see some monks have gathered around. I'm not populating everything because this map is already big enough and clustered enough.
Oh.
Oh, that's fair.
But probably a dozen or so monks have come out. Birdsong, Quincy, Serene, Eisen. You will be offered lodging for tonight. And when the sun rises in the morning, you will be taken to the trial.
What details can you tell us of this trial?
I can tell you none. Besides what I've already said.
Understood.
Birdsong.
Yes, Grandmaster.
If you survive the trial by combat, retrieve the orb with the orange smoke and bring it back as proof.
Ooh.
Now that has Serene perking up.
Mm-hmm. Those ears have just flipped straight forward, and I know hyena ears aren't that flexible, but boy howdy.
Survive the
Grandmaster.
Survive the combat and come back empty-handed. And only punishment will proceed. Now, I know you have all walked a great distance today. Go and sleep and prepare for tomorrow. You will be watched through the entire night. Do not try and run. Do not try and leave. If you flee, exile will be the minimum sentence.
Yes, Grandmaster.
And as for you, Eisen, keep your shadows to yourself.
Oh.
And the two monks, kind of, all the monks bow. Grandmaster Zyto kind of stands up and walks back into where. And as he does, the two monks take you and they lead you to here.
Ah, okay.
Is the you me, or is the
All
you
four
the rest
of
of the party?
The
Okay.
entire party.
keep trying. There we go.
I know the room is not that. The map itself is not that big, but to make it
It's
as
alright.
big as it wanted it, it was like
Yeah.
50 by 100.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt. Like even if you were to say like each square is a 10 by 10 as opposed to a 5 by 5, like yeah,
Yes.
I
no worries.
fully understand.
And as you lay down, thoughts in your heads, worried about trials, thoughts of what is going to happen, you are all able to have a long rest.
Yay.
As much as it's going to shoot me in the talons to ask, do I need to roll a save for that?
No, you are able to get a long rest.
And I,
Once lines of sight are broken, Serene will just, tell Quincy and Eisen what he thinks about how exactly enlightened these people are.
Oh yeah.
As from his own experience, almost all forms of, mind reading take line of sight.
a lot of people with a sense of authority tend to abuse it.
Is
I
this
mean,
an audible
see-
conversation that we're having
No,
once the guards are
he's
not
pinging.
here?
He's pinging Eisen and Quincy, as I specifically said. Serene
Nope.
will not let Birdsong hear his opinions.
I'm just verifying.
Yeah.
And also, light activity, probably fiddling with that combination lock, just trying to busy his mind.
Okay.
For light activity, Serene just continues reading the Book of Misspells.
For light experience, Quincy is going to. Where is my equipment? I am so sorry. I'm going to read through my book of misspells.
Okay. And as you take your couple hours of light activity and read, and then you go to sleep, as you fall asleep, you get a long rest, though. For everyone besides Birdsong, it is not the most comfortable of beds. You're effectively sleeping on a mat on the floor.
Especially if this is the younger acolyte quarters, those who are not yet ranked.
It is.
Pardon the Japanese terrible pronunciation, but it's basically a blanket and a tatami mat.
Yep.
I mean,
Honestly, Quincy can deal.
Eisen's been used to laying wherever, even without a bedroll, so it's fine.
And not like a good tatami mat. Like this is a really bad one.
Yes.
This is enough to get the sharper stones out of your back.
Yes. And as you
Quincy can deal.
And as you sleep, you take your long rest. And as the sun comes up, we will end that for tonight.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah,
I don't think my heart can take
just by your tone. I was like, yeah, all right,
You may-
all right.
Also, by next session, you may all be level 5.
Yeah!
Oh no!
Awesome!
Oh no!
awesome. Cal,
I'm
if you can
excited. I
stay,
don't know why you're.
Cal,
Yeah.
if you can stay on for like a few more minutes, we could
I can?
coordinate spells
Oh yeah, we absolutely do.
to maximize what
All
we
right.
can.
Alright, now real quick. I want to thank everyone who joined in tonight. Whether you stuck around for a little bit,
Yeah.
you just got here. I'm going to say thank you. And we should be back next Thursday for another session. Thank you all again. And good night.
Yes.
Bye bye.